Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I'm TheOutbackAl.
I'm hot for justice.
I'm Yin and Yang.
I'm Chibi Noob.
And I'm Envy Jitters.
And what did we watch this week? Envy, this was your pick. Why don't you tell us?
We watched A Whisker Away, a new movie that was on Netflix that came out this summer.
Yes. What is it about?
It is about a girl who has the power to transform into a cat because that's how she gets close to her crush.
That sounds creepy as hell. Let's discuss.
Good idea to me.
It sounds like that one episode of Tokyo Mew Mew where Ichigo turned into a cat.
That was a creepy episode. So, this is a creepy movie, obviously. We're getting closer to Halloween. We need a little bit of horror out there. This is not, no. I remember it being, I remember watching this. We watched this together not long ago, but probably closer to around when it came out. I remember liking it.
It was a creepy premise, but
Just a touch.
Good execution,
Yeah, it's not creepy until you're just like, oh, she's doing it to get close to some dude that she's really into, and is not into her, and it's like, okay, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the premise.
But there's
is
a
pretty
reason
cute.
for everything.
Well, the thing is when I first started watching it, I'm like, oh, this is a bit weird.
Stalkery, almost.
All right. I can't say that I'm okay with this because it's just creepy. But then, she uses it mostly because she wants to, bring a smile to his face because he's always very serious and he feels like he can't be open with people. And we'll get into that more later, though. Let's talk about the plot points.
I think you're kind of getting into the plot points. I mean, that's good. The plot is pretty simple at the start. It's just I like a dude. I have a mask that helps me turn into a cat. Mm-hmm. And, I'm a stray cat that comes around his house to get food. And he likes me. And then he sometimes puts his face on my tummy. And it gives me weird feelings that I don't know that I should be feeling right now. It gets a little creepy in some spots like that. When, he's petting her and you're like, oh. Gross.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to be completely honest. The entire time I was watching the movie, I never got a creepy vibe, but the way you guys are describing it, it makes me go back and think, holy shit, the premise is kind of creepy.
It's kind of creepy.
Well, the thing is, he's nuzzling her tummy while she's a kitty, and I'm like,
You're very close to doing some things you should not be doing.
I mean, I get it. I do that to my own cat, but
does that make you think weird things whenever you're doing that to Houdini now?
No, because he's a cat. She's not a cat, though.
Didn't you tell us that Houdini used to be a stray? Or something? Or a feral cat or something?
We don't know where
You don't know where he came from or who he might have been.
Well, he's obviously a cat now, so...
For now.
Unless he wants to, buy his face back.
I mean, that or this is like a Harry Potter situation where Ron was sleeping with a 40-something-year-old man for how many years? Because he was a rat? Yeah. You want to think about that for a minute?
I did not want to think about Peter Pettigrew right now, thanks.
And that was his brother's hand-me-down rats. That was also, that rat slept with half that family. It's really creepy now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So enough about creepy cat shit. Let's talk about adorable cat shit. This is beautifully animated, in my opinion.
It is very pretty.
It looks lovely.
Pretty.
Home life is not wonderful for, what's her name?
Muge.
What?
Well, that's her nickname.
That's her
Mooge.
nickname.
Mooge?
Mio.
Yeah. What's her name? I'm hearing three different things.
The girl's real name is Mio.
Okay, yeah. I think her parents got divorced and she's kind of about that, and then
her
got
mother left.
remarried. Oh, mom left. Well, did they not get divorced? I mean, he remarried.
She walked out on him, and then they got divorced.
Okay.
So.
And
eventually there was
a
divorce.
Yeah.
The stepmom seems
And she
nice,
hates the
but...
stepmom because it's the stepmom.
Yeah, she doesn't really have a personal reason other than it's the stepmom.
I thought her stepmom was nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the only reason you hate her is because she's the stepmom.
And she also has a cat, which is important later.
Yes, because all cats are important in this movie. But yeah, there's a fat, weird cat who gave her the power of the face mask of Switch Your Destiny.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you like that? You like that face I gave you? You want to give me your face? You don't need your face anymore. I mean, you want to be a cat? Just laze around all day. I'm kind of making him sound like
laze around all day, hang out with your boyfriend.
Yeah, we're kind of making him sound a bit like a used car salesman. But
I mean, that's pretty much what he was. That he was a shifty when he disguised as a when he tried to sell her the mask. He pretty much was like a shifty mask salesman.
I mean, the only thing I can really think of to compare him to is the Happy Mask salesman from The Legend of Zelda.
I was gonna say that.
Majora's Mask, he will sell you the different masks that you can use, and
so he sells you Majora's Mask, or do you have to get that from Majora?
You get that from Skull Kid.
Well, wouldn't it be Skull Kid's mask?
No,
I've never played this. I'm being a dick.
In the mask.
Okay, so I'm just gonna have to play this game at some point.
Yeah,
all right.
You should.
So anyway, back to the masks in the movie.
Yeah.
She puts on the mask, turns into a cat, pervs on her not boyfriend, and then she goes back to school the next day to try to use what she learned the day before to try to get him to like her as a human. Again, when you really start to break down this plot, it gets kind of creepy.
Not only that, though,
also,
but I don't
she
know
jumps off of bridges and into trees like a cat because apparently she has cat powers now. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but after the opening scene, which was kind of melancholy, and then she just comes into the school and she becomes almost like a completely different person, personality-wise, just wild like crazy. Did anybody seem like shocked that whoa, this is just so sudden all of a sudden?
No.
It kind of goes in with her character. She puts on masks depending on who she's with.
Yeah.
Both metaphorically and literally, I think.
I think the whole fact of the matter is just the fact that it was a depressing scene, and then the juxtaposition of he noticed sunrise attack, which it was just weird from the get-go. But I was also just this is a movie about a girl who can turn into a cat so she can hang out with her crush. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, she's put on whatever face that she feels like is gonna make the people around her happy. Mm-hmm. Or at least the person that she wants to make happy, be happy.
What most people do in life, I feel like, and it's sad.
Yeah.
What masks does everyone here wear?
I don't know.
More than I would like to admit.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
We're gonna have conversations after this. So it kind of just goes along like that for a little bit, trying to do reconnaissance on what's the guy's name?
Hinode.
What? I'm sorry. These names are not going to work for me. We're going to call him Tim. We're going to localize
4 kids thing.
Yes, absolutely. You know what? I'm on a 4 kids kick right now. I don't know, man. After watching Digimon, I've been just ooh. And then we watched that other dub, which was not 4 kids, but boy howdy, were we having fun. Mm-hmm. You know what I kind of wanted, and I know it's not the same universe, but wouldn't it have been fun? It's sad he couldn't do it now, but if Tim Curry was cat salesman. Kind of like how he was in The Cat Returns, the Crazy King Cat.
Yeah.
He could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame though. But anyway, things start to not go. What's her name? Catwoman. Selena. We'll call her Selena. They don't go Selena's way because she's just kind of, I think her mom shows up and then people are fighting and then she's like, I'm going to get out of here, turn into a cat. And then she turns into a cat, goes and sleeps with her not boyfriend. Not like that.
So.
Well, not only that though, but she goes to his house every day after school as a cat and pretty much builds a bond with.
This time. And stays a cat all night. And then she comes back home and then she's like, maybe I should say a cat, and her face falls off. Mm-hmm. Not literally, it's more metaphorical, but it has a physical manifestation of a human mask comes out of her cat face.
Yeah.
I'm like, the first way to describe that sounds kind of like her face just falls off. This is turning into a John Carpenter movie. Might not be the way to go. I was about to be that could be cool. No, not really. And cat salesman takes the mask and runs off with it. Because he's like...
Including her entire human lifespan.
Yep, he stole it all. So now she not only is she a cat, but now she's going to live maybe another 8 years.
Maybe.
Some cats live a while. My cat's like 17.
Damn.
Yeah, I have Fluffy. She's like 13.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, yeah.
My cat is 8.
Yeah.
Babies.
So, takes the mask, runs off with it. She can't catch him, and then she sees herself walking around the next day.
Yep.
Is like, what the hell is going on? Yep. And the not her, not Selena, can speak to cats because she's a cat woman.
Yeah.
And she's like,
out,
hey, guess who I am?
Turns out she's actually the stepmom's cat.
Yeah. She made a deal, gave up her cat life for a human life, and she's going to take half of Selena's lifespan, and cat salesman is going to take half of Selena's lifespan because he wants to be immortal or something. I don't know.
Well, not only that though, but like it's like an old fairy tale where like if like a certain amount of days expire, she becomes a cat forever, and so the race is on to try and get her face back.
Yeah, and the reason that stepmom cat wanted Selena's life is because she's like, oh, I'm old, I'm not going to live much longer, but I want to be around this, you know, my owner forever, and you know, I'm going to be a better daughter to her than you ever could.
Yep.
And all that sort of stuff. But then she has a change of heart because the stepmom's so sad because her cat's gone.
Stepmom put up missing posters for the kitty and was like, she went out in the rain, was looking for that cat. I'm just like, oh, my heart, it breaks.
Yeah, and stepmom cat also thought the same thing. And she's like, all right, let's switch back. I'm going to be a cat and die in like a year and a half. But at least I'll be with owner in a form that she finds pleasing. That makes it sound weird. But yeah, so they have to go find the cat salesman, but they can't because he's in Catland, which is a tree that exists on an invisible bridge over all of, I don't know where they are, not Tokyo, somewhere. I don't know what town. Over their town. Yes. And how did Tim get involved?
Tim got involved because Mia went missing, and he feels like it's his fault.
I do like that you are calling him Tim.
Yeah.
Just going with it.
Just going with it.
Yeah.
But so he basically was like, we have to go find her. Well, no, okay. Going backwards. So, the stepmom's cat's basically like, hey, I'm not really her. She's a cat right now.
I used to be a cat.
We gotta go to Cat Island to go find her because we gotta get her face back so she can be human again.
And he's like, okay, where are your meds? Because I don't think you took them. But then they go to Cat Island.
Yeah.
After he basically walks across thin air across the city.
Yeah.
Because he's not a cat. He can't see the cat tree. Mm-hmm. But they get there, and I'm like, I was kind of wondering that. Like, can he see cat tree at all after he gets there?
He sees it once he gets a mask on his face.
Okay, so for like an hour, he is literally just floating above town, holding someone's hand, like walking. They're like, no, take a step. There's something there. It's like, ha!
That'd be terrifying.
This is the worst day of my life. I don't know that she's worth it.
Just imagine waking up that day and then you're thinking, oh, okay, I'm just going to go to school, go after school, work at my pottery job, and then, no, wait, I'm going to a cat
I had a math test
island
today.
Yeah.
That was what my day was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they go to Cat Island, and I mean, everyone's on Cat Island now, and they're trying to figure out, how do we get the faces back from the cat dude? And like, she's everyone's asking around, like, what's her face is asking around, like, hey, have you seen a cat dealer or the cat mask man or whatever the hell his name was? But no one's like, yeah, nope. And then like someone's like, hey, come with me. And they go to a shady back alley. I'm like, oh my god, is there human traffickers in like Cat World? Is she gonna be like cut open for her organs or her kidneys or something. But no, it's just no. I went. It's much darker than what this movie actually is, despite the premise. They're at a bar or something where other people who gave up their human lives are cats now, and they're like, "Man, we fucked up."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Man, everything sucks. Why did I do that? You still got time? Find your face, man. Go do the thing, because we're all sad as shit." And then for some reason, Cat Mask Man shows up. And he just kind of is like, haha, I took all your lives. And then they beat him up.
Yeah.
Like, why did you show up?
Like, the one dude throws a cup at his face, and then he's, like, freaking out at the one guy. While the one guy is while he's distracted, the other guy comes up with a frying pan and hits him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh!
I'm like, this is on you, man. You didn't have to show up here and gloat. You just did this because you're an ass.
Yeah.
And they kick his ass.
Yeah, and then one of the cats takes Mio, and they go to the tree where the masks are. So, because they're trying to find not Mio and Tim, because they're stuck inside a tree, because the masked man trapped them inside.
Yeah.
So they find the tree and they get them out of there, but now I forget what it was. They're like,
Here, pop a mask on because you need to be able to see things because
Yeah.
things aren't good. So Tim gets cat hands.
yes.
He gets cat paws and nothing else.
Uh-huh.
Late bloomer, I don't know. And they're like, okay, I can see everything. Great. Man, these hands are big. And they have to try to get their masks off and switch the masks, but Catmandu is trying to do a ritual to get a bubble of life out of...
It's part of her life expectancy.
Yeah. And it kind of turns into that game you play with where you have like a balloon, you're trying to just keep it in the air.
Yeah.
I always
Keep
love that
away.
game. Yeah, they try to play keep away. Other people show up. Things happen. Hullabaloo. And then people confess their love for each other. And everything works out in the end. Because I'm kind of forgetting the climax. What happened?
What happened was they went on like a tram chase.
Oh, right.
Up
That was
through
the
the
thing.
tree.
Yeah.
And so Tim has the mask. They're trying to catch up with each other. Eventually, he jumps out of the thing, lands on a tree branch, and she's there. And then Catman runs off with the mask. They're in the big center of the tree. The tree starts waking up, and then everybody else just starts dogpiling on the mask salesman. And
As they should.
yes,
Mhm.
and then once the tree
You
goes
shouldn't
back to
dogpile in a cat
sleep,
movie, though.
yeah.
Cat piling.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the tree goes back to sleep, basically, it's more that Mio finally accepts that, like, the reason why she couldn't become a human in the first place again when they found their mask the first time was because she still doesn't want to be human again because she feels like she won't be loved if she goes back to being her human self. But like, she finally comes to accept that, like, oh, you know, I will be loved. There are people who care about me. Because everyone was looking for her,
Mhm.
trying to find her when she went missing.
Mm-hmm.
So she comes to accept that, like, yeah, people do love her. And then, like, when she accepts, like, that she wants to be human again, like, truly wants to be human again, like, she does the flip turn, and she turns...
What happens to her bubble?
Like, the bubble goes back inside her.
Okay, so she eats her bubble
Yes.
and lives.
Yes.
And then they fall out of the sky because they can't see Cat World anymore. That's not what happened.
No, Tim, Mio, and Kinako all go back to reality.
Yep, and then Cat World disappears behind them. Or was it ever really there?
Maybe.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, and then I guess she goes home and everything's hunky-dory and she's dating Tim?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a little too fast if you ask me.
Well, I mean,
they're already saying I love you.
when you've gone to a magic cat world for somebody, I mean, you're pretty much dating at that point.
I mean, let's be real. This movie was basically inspired by a Studio Ghibli film, and a lot
definitely.
of Ghibli romances
Oh, yeah.
they pronounce they love each other at the end of the film. So
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
This felt like a mix between The Cat Returns, Spirited Away, and something else. Did I hit the nail on the head?
Just about. It feels like there's another element somewhere, but I can't put my finger on it.
clearly they were inspired by Nick Cage movies because Face Off.
Bit cheap, but I do like the reference. Yeah. Maybe we should start watching Nick Cage movies. Sorry, weird
They're
tangent.
practically anime.
They are practically. Have you seen Con Air? You should see Con
No.
Air. Have you seen The Rock? You should see The Rock.
I've seen The Vampire's Kiss.
Oh, The Vampire's
Sounds
Kiss. That's
great.
wonderful. It's great. Have you guys seen it?
No.
You should watch
No,
it.
I want to though.
What are
Oh.
we talking about, Con Air?
Con Air, Vampire's
Vampire's
Kiss, The
Kiss.
Rock. This is going to be a Nick Cage podcast next week, probably.
I've only...
Well, now that we're talking about vampires, all I want to watch is the Interview with a Vampire.
That's
one's
not a Nick
good.
Cage movie. What's wrong with you?
All
I know it's not a Nick
Good
Cage
movie,
movie, but
though.
I want to watch it.
All I know about Con Air is what I've seen in Homestuck.
What?
I don't Homestuck, so I don't know how much
I don't
you've seen.
either.
The part with the reunite with your daughter and...
That's it?
Yeah.
That's the lame part of the movie. You didn't get to see Cyrus the Virus?
No.
Oh, man. Well, I guess we're going to have to watch Con Air at some point. It's basically anime.
It's basically anime.
What were we talking about? Cat in the Hat?
Uh,
No.
Hey, that's
Don't remind
basically
me of Cat in the
anime.
Hat.
Oh, I was thinking we just watch the actual short.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
that's
That's fine for that
fine.
one.
That's okay.
basically anime.
but yeah, no, it literally
At a
is.
certain point, we're gonna have a different podcast. It's basically anime.
Yeah.
And we just show how every movie is basically anime.
We could start it off with The Matrix.
I was thinking Con Air. God, Whisker Away. What were we at the ending?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What was stuff we liked and disliked?
I mean, again, art style, I really like that. Once we really got into the premise, I liked it a lot more once we got past the whole, she's using being a cat so that way she can
Stalk someone?
yeah. Once
I
we
liked
got
how-
past
yeah.
that point, I was like,
Yeah, if you're giving me a look, what's with the look?
at first, what?
Go ahead.
No,
you can finish
go.
your tangent.
No, it was just the fact that I was like, I'm not really sure how I feel about this.
I was gonna say totally relatable. I feel like I would do that. And probably become a
Okay.
cat too.
Okay, well that's a lot more information I needed to know about you than I thought I ever needed, and I'm a little worried. If I'm being honest, not for myself, for other people.
I've made
I know that
several
you and me are not like
comments before about man, sometimes I wish I could just be a cat.
Okay, if you just want to be a cat to just laze around and do whatever, I mean,
same.
I
There's
get
some
it.
good reasons.
But you're saying you want to be a cat to stalk someone.
I'm saying if I were a cat, I'd probably take the opportunity given to me.
It's like that thing where it's like, well, hey, what would you do if you were invisible? We all know what everyone would do if they were invisible.
Hide.
No, they do some pervy things.
Yeah.
Have you met me?
Or steal things.
Have you met me?
You'd steal things.
Would I?
You would.
What would I steal?
Money, I don't know, walk into a bank, go into the vault when it's open, walk out.
I'm so short I could do that now.
Okay, so you're admitting you've done this.
No.
So you're admitting you're gonna do this.
No.
Chibi's not a
Someone
criminal.
admits something.
I already admitted
Yeah.
mine.
Okay, so you admit you're a creep.
Yeah. I guess so.
Well, I hope my FBI agent has heard that.
I think at this point we might have a collective FBI. It's just like, why am I listening to these people?
Why are these the people I've been assigned to?
I don't want to stop for a sec. Why are any of you listening to us right now? I'm really really think about your life. Think about the choices that you've made. Is this what you want to be doing?
They're the FBI agents.
Yeah.
Not just the FBI, all you people on YouTube. Is this what you want to be doing right now? Do you have anything better to be doing? Maybe you're being productive. Maybe you have us on in the background. You're actually like doing something, doing some writing or whatever. Maybe this is just something you listen to while you're driving. That's fine. I do that all the time. But really, why are you listening to us? It doesn't make sense. Just killing our audience as fast as I can.
I see
that. So cats.
Right.
Love them.
Yeah.
That musical, though, not too good.
Oh, we should watch it. It's basically anime.
We should watch it really drunk.
We could do that. That'd be fun.
It's the only way to watch it.
Who wants to get drunk on Christmas and watch Cats?
Alright.
Okay.
It's basically anime. I like the cat world. I thought that was well designed. I thought it was pretty cool to see that. I always like seeing those kind of things where it's like, oh, it's like a fairyland or magical whatever. It is kind of like
the bathhouse in Spirited
yeah,
Away.
what was her name? Yubaba?
Yeah,
her place.
I liked how they delved into a kid who's, you know, emotionally distraught about her parents getting a divorce, because I haven't seen too many anime where that's addressed, to be honest. So I like that they discussed that.
I vaguely remember it being a part of the setup for Boy and the Beast. Like, didn't his parents get divorced and he wanted to live with the dad, but they weren't going to let him, so he ran away and then found a bear?
I haven't seen it.
I think that was a thing.
I remember watching it, but I don't remember how it started, to be honest.
Yeah. I remember, like, everything past, like...
Yeah.
We'll have to find out at some point.
Like, the
we'll
beginning's a blur.
But yeah, you're right. I don't think they do that often. I don't know how common divorce is in Japan, so that might be a factor.
I think the thing with that is more just, like, when you have a story, you more focus on your main character and the people who are most connected to the story that you're telling at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is like, what's going on with the parents is usually never, like, a major factor, which is why we don't usually get parents in animes. Fair. Because they're not, it's not, like, they're not pertinent, and they're not really...
Digimon had divorced people.
There you go.
Yeah! We should watch Digimon.
But it's not really, like, something that's pertinent to the story, which is... Why...
It was very pertinent to the story. That was Matt and TK's whole thing.
I'm on a tangent right now. I'm not talking
sorry, you're talking about cats.
Yes. But for a lot of them, it's not really, like, pertinent to the story, so they're not going to delve into their family situation. The parents are not going to be there, maybe, because, you know, what's going on with their family situation is not relevant to their story. Which is why you get a lot of kids who their parents are never around, and because the parents are never around, it's like, well, the parents really aren't obviously all that important. Or it could be the fact that the parents are absent is an important factor. So,
that makes you wonder why they don't care that their parents are never around.
Well, it also makes it a lot easier for the protagonist to go on stupid adventures and have, like, no one basically being like, what the hell do you think you're doing? Like,
they did in Madoka.
Yeah.
He's still some of the best parents in anime.
Oh, yeah. Like, Madoka's were probably some of the only parents that were ever there. Anyway.
They were there in Digimon.
They were. I do remember the OVA. Anyway. What other things did we like about the movie?
Did you guys watch the dub or the sub?
I watched sub.
I think we watched sub, didn't we?
I think.
How was the dub?
I don't know. I didn't watch the dub. That's
well,
why I was
no
asking
one watched the dub. We have no idea if it's any good. We know it's not good enough because Tim Curry was not there to voice Cat.
I mean, there was a lot of veteran anime voice actors that did the dub, but
like who? Like, can you name?
Well, Johnny Young Bosch played Tim.
Okay, might be a little old for that, but all right. Yeah, I think this wasn't like Sometimes I have like a weird thing about Ghibli dubs because it's always done by Disney and they always get a bunch of celebrities to do it.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times it's like it's hard not to just hear them.
Yeah, I remember when I was watching the Spirited Away dub and Lynn came on the screen and all I could hear was Susan Egan and I just heard Meg the entire time for Hercules. And I was like,
I mean, she is one of the better voice actors that they've had over the years.
Yeah, I was like, you're here. And
the character does make sense, though.
No, it really does.
Did you notice speaking of Spirited Away, did you recognize the main dub voice actress for the main character?
Yeah, she's
Lilo?
Kiki. Or Lilo? She was
Yep.
Lilo. Yeah.
Leela.
Okay, but that's not like God, the Howl's Moving Castle, Christian Bale was Howl. That's... I don't think as many people know who voiced Kiki and Lilo.
Yeah.
Or like Ponyo had a couple. And God, who was in
Ponyo?
Liam Neeson?
Noah Cyrus, Miley Cyrus's little sister was Ponyo.
Damon somewhere. He was the dad or something. God, there were others. But like it's
But sometimes they
Mark
do
Hamill
sound
in,
better, though.
Yep, Mark Hamill,
Nausicaa?
the main villain in Castle in the Sky.
Castle in the Sky. I get those two confused so much.
Oh, that was him.
To be fair, he's more of a voice actor nowadays than anything else.
Very
so
true.
I
And
give
plus, all I can hear is Joker. Let's be real.
He can do more than Joker.
Well, yeah, I know that, but like he was basically using his Joker voice, especially during his more maniacal scenes.
A little bit. You hear it.
Yeah,
a
I
little
know
bit
he was
in
in a regular
Avatar,
show,
too.
and like he did a different voice in that, and he was also in Codename Kids Next Door. So
what was he in that?
He's probably a couple.
Captain Bluebeard, the Candyman,
Yeah.
the pirate.
Bluebeard? No.
Captain Sticky Beard. That's his
Sticky
name.
Beard. Yes. Yeah.
I knew who you were talking about. Because
Yeah.
the only image that came to mind is the man with all the candy in the beard.
And then let's also not forget too, he was Fire Lord Ozai in Avatar.
Yeah, he got a little
That's
jokery at the end
true.
here and there when he was like going crazy, but yeah, he played that pretty subtle, I think. Yeah. The man's been in some stuff. We should watch The Guyver. It's basically anime, and it has Mark Hamill in it. As does that other thing. What was that one movie with cat people? It was based on a Stephen King property. I think Mark Hamill was also in that as a cop. Oh. Night Stuff. No. Oh, shit. This is talk amongst yourselves. I gotta find out what this was.
Cat people?
Yeah, there were cat people.
Cat people.
Stephen King. Cat people. Sleepwalkers.
Sleepwalkers?
Yes.
Never heard of that.
Oh, you should see it. It's fun. I think Mark Hamill was in this.
So are they
Mark
cat
Hamill is Sheriff
people?
Jenkins, uncredited, but he was in there.
He's uncredited?
How can you not credit Mark Hamill?
Why would you not credit Mark Hamill?
Was this before he was famous?
No, it was in 1992.
Ah,
It was like a year after he started doing Joker.
that's strange.
That is very weird.
It's a fun movie. We should watch it. It's basically anime.
Okay, what do the cat people look like?
They're like cat people.
I need to see them.
I just love how this whole conversation just completely
It came back
Well, now
around.
you
This
talked
movie's
about
about cat people, and this other movie's about cat people. We're also going to watch Cats at some point.
Jeez.
I guess before we go off into a further tangent, what will we give the movie? I give it a yay.
I give it a yay.
Yeah, it's a yay.
Yep.
Ew.
Yeah, they're
Wow.
cat people.
Do you
They
give
look
it a
like
yay?
the vampires in Buffy.
Maybe it was the same. Cat people.
Let me see.
Oh, not those. The half-formed ones look
Cat
like...
people.
Oh, they do look like those vampires from Buffy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
a lot of
they have
prosthetics.
the same makeup artist.
Maybe.
Anyway, is it a yay or nay?
For Sleepwalkers, I'd say yay. It's
For-
basically anime.
For Whisker Away.
This-
Oh,
One.
for Stalker Cat movie. I give it a yay, despite the weirdness of it. It's a cute movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of cute, that leads us to our next movie.
Yes.
What's our next movie?
Our next movie is Ponyo.
Okay, we're going back to Ghibli. Okay, this brings up a thing. Envy, you wanted to like see everything. How many Ghiblis are you up to now?
Funny you should mention that. We recorded this on a Friday, the day before. I finished watching all of them.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, okay, so
Yep, I've seen all technically 21 Ghibli movies because they don't count Nausicaa as one.
What? They don't?
It
Why
was
not?
technically made before Studio Ghibli was filmed.
I don't care.
okay,
Nausicaa's
well,
my favorite.
It's like I think it's kind of like how Gurren Lagann is technically not a trigger show, despite the fact that it is very much a trigger show.
Nausicaa's
But
my
yeah, I
favorite.
finished watching all Ghibli movies. So
Nice.
Okay, but Ponyo. So Ponyo for God, when did that come out? I can't say next week anymore because we're not doing that anymore. It'll come out on the 20th. We'll watch Ponyo, everybody, and we'll give you our thoughts and opinions on that. It's always a good time with Ghibli, so you know everyone needs a good time every now and then. And after that, cats. I don't know. Something. It'll be
Well,
October.
it's definitely a
No.
We'll
scary
figure out
movie.
something for
So-
October.
Yeah, we're gonna go into spooky season.
Spooky season after that, we got a lot of things planned that'll hopefully go well and everything's gonna go right. Let's fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see you then. We'll see you in the future. It's basically anime. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and feel free to check out some of our other gaming videos, our weekly podcast Anime Yay or Nay, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!